Once you learn how to ride a bike, you don't need to learn it again. Your brain remembers the pattern. Language works the same way. But Korean is not your first language. You can't learn it just by repeating easy expressions again and again. You probably do this every day. You watch a YouTube video that teaches easy expressions. They're easy, so you feel like you understand them. A few days later, but you forget them. So you watch another video and you forget again. And in the end, you give up on Korean. Why? Because you never learn the patterns behind the language. Without the patterns, you can't use what you learn in new situations. Watching the same kind of videos again and again will make you better at Korean. You need to understand how Korean works. That's why I developed the SPAR pattern learning method. I've taught more than 800 Korean lessons. During those lessons, I looked for a better way to help students learn Korean. Many of my students have used this method and I've seen it, work. And now let's see what the SPAR pattern learning method is. Why is it called the SPAR pattern method? First, let me explain what I mean by patterns. Language is built on patterns. Over time, languages grow and develop, and new words, sentence structures, and grammar forms grow from existing patterns. As they develop, they often keep common features and branch out into new forms. When you understand the key ideas behind these patterns, you can naturally understand more advanced forms as well. For example, 사 means a person who does a certain job professionally. 의사 means doctor, 변호사 means lawyer, and 요리사 means chef. What do they have in common? 사, doctor, lawyer, chef. To get those type of jobs, you have to work so hard and study for a long time, and finally, you can work professionally. That is why those type of jobs have 사 in them. You can also find patterns in grammar, and that may look difficult at first. I'll show you more examples of this later in the lesson. Then why is it spiral? The SPAR method is designed to help you learn in less time. In each lesson, we will add new things to what you have already learned. Step by step, your learning will grow and expand like a spiral. This also means that things you learned before will keep coming back in later videos, so you can review them naturally without spending extra time on review. So what order should you watch these lessons in? Each video will have a clear level and lesson numbers based on what you were learning. There will be 6 levels and every video will have a clear number so you can simply follow the lessons. For example, Level 1, Lesson 1, and Level 1, Lesson 2. Just follow the numbers. So how should you study Korean? Just follow the steps in each lesson. Every lesson will follow the same order. First, guess the pattern. And second, understand the key idea behind the pattern. And third, use the pattern and expand it to practice like this. First, I'll show you a pattern without explaining it. Then, you'll try to figure it out yourself. For example, you have to choose between 은 and 는 here. 은 and 는 are topic markers. And also, we call them like topic particles. That mark the noun, the word before it is the topic of a sentence. And from now on, we'll figure out which type of topic particle we should use in each expressions. 아이스크림은, 아이스크림는. One more time, and let's make it fast. 아이스크림은, 아이스크림는. And another example, 선생님은, 선생님는. One more time, 선생님은, 선생님는. The correct answer here is 은. But why? When a particle comes after a word, Korean often follows a pattern that makes pronunciation easier. So we say 아이스크림은 instead of 아이스크림는, 선생님은 instead of 선생님는. And this pattern is not only used with topic markers. Many Korean grammar forms also follow patterns that make pronunciation easier. This means that even grammar that looks complicated can become much simpler when you understand the pattern behind it. Later, you'll be able to find these patterns yourself. In other words, you'll be able to guess even how difficult grammar works and remember it more easily. We will not stop there. Next, you'll use the pattern with new examples. I'll give you practice questions and we'll check the answers together. For example, 물 and then 물는, 물은, 물는, 물은. Of course, it's so much easier to pronounce this way. 물은. And what about this? 불닭볶음면은, 불닭볶음면은. One more time. 불닭볶음면은, 불닭볶음면은. Of course, here the answer is 은. This whole process completes your learning. Find the pattern, understand it, and use it. You can't improve your language skills just by taking in more and more information. You need to understand the patterns and ideas behind the language, and then, learn how to use them yourself. Once you get used to the SPAR pattern method, learning Korean will become more like riding a bike. You'll start to find patterns on your own and learn how to use them naturally and correctly. You'll be surprised by how much your Korean can improve. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'm always here to help you. So I'll see you in the next video. 감사합니다. Thank you. Bye.